Back tonight here on In Focus, and thanks for staying on. ANC members in Mangaung say they are tired of being led by the interim structures. It comes amid allegations that regional elective conference processes are being rigged by the body. For more, we are now joined by ANC Mangaung member Fannie Lelimo. Fannie, good evening. Thank you so much for your time and for joining us tonight. We just spoke to the member of the NEC, Lindiwe Zulu, saying that these instances, for example, the rigging that we are seeing in Mangaung, these are isolated instances that are not really indicative of the ANC at large. What's your position on that?
Thank you very much, Thabo, and the viewers of Newzroom Afrika. And once more, thanks very much for having us. Well, Thabo, you know, in Free State, we are leaderless. We don't have leadership. We have people who are pushing their own selfish interest. And to us, it borders to say, when they were appointed as interim leaders, their role was one, which is to unite and renew the African National Congress in Free State. However, we have seen the opposite of that, whereby it was all about Kamena Gawena. This one will get to government. This one will be a councillor, will be an MEC. And for the whole duration of what the term that they were giving, they were forgetting that they are here to renew. Now we are saying as branches of Mangaung, we are tired. And the only solution to this is to disband these interim leaders. Yes, of course, Thabo, we have written so many letters to the NEC, to the very same IPC, to say we have seen a tendency of doing wrong things in the organization. Can you correct that? And guess what? Even to date, we have not even received a response. And that also led to us going to the court, because nowadays in the African National Congress, we have leaders who don't listen. And for them to listen, the only way is to go to court so that courts can be final arbiters to our problems.
Yeah.
We have raised these issues with the leadership nationally and province. They have not listened.
So talk to me about the issues that you have raised. For example, you're saying when all illegal branches and delegates who are constitutionally and democratically elected are excluded. I suppose you're meaning how does a branch that is legal get excluded from the processes?
Thabo, I said in this province we are leaderless. You have people who are acting with impunity, especially on wrong things. We went to the BBGMs where we elected leadership, where we have renewed the mandate of the branches, where we have nominated leadership, province, region, and national, where we have elected delegates. But what we have seen a tendency where the regional leadership, supported by some in the IPC, replacing those branch leadership and delegates with those that they are in favor of. That is why you see us meeting today, because it can't be that and remember, we said we are ready for the conference.
Yes.
And everyone wants to go to the conference. But when you do wrong things, who will stand up and defend the African National Congress? So in this region, the delegates, our nominations were changed to favor a certain faction in the ANC. Yeah. And we have made a call to the IPC to say, can you remember there was a committee that was here where we have discovered that our nominations were changed. And we said to them, can you open those boxes so that we can see what we have submitted is still there? And to date, we have not even received an answer to say, yes, what you alleged, it is true or it is not true. Yeah. So that is what we are saying. That,
so you're saying even with a digital system that is in place where it says there is no delegate, for example, that would be able to access conference if they have not been properly elected and they've been properly captured, and those details are sitting somewhere in a mainframe that is only accessed by those who are authorized. There was still a possibility of people being deleted out of that list. How?
It is true what we are saying, because during these BBGMs, for national delegates, you had to punch them on the system. And when we went to the provincial office to say, there is this allegation that is flying around that our nominations were changed. Can you please give us a report which detail on who is a delegate, especially on national? And I can tell you, Thabo, we are still waiting for that report because, it's few days after we have concluded those BBGMs, but we have not received that report. And we are worrying to say we are going towards the national conference, but we don't even know whether we have delegates from Free State or not. Nobody is willing to give us that report to say, in terms of national conference, here are the delegates from Free State. If they can give us that a list of delegates, then we'll say, okay, here's a package that says so and so is a delegate. Therefore, that allegation which says our packages were changed, then will fall away. But as long as we have not received that, the allegation will stand that our nominations were changed. The honors are on those.
Yeah. Who is the Southern Sun faction?
Yes, I was saying the honors. The Southern Sun faction is a faction that is led by Mxolisi Dukwana, and that's where decisions of the organization are taken. That's where decisions in terms of government are taken at Southern Sun, not at Kaiser's Motel, headquarters of the ANC in Free State.
And they have, of course, been embarking on what is called the Unity, Renewal and Reconstruction agenda. Are you saying that this is not what, in fact, they have been doing on the ground? Because, of course, this interim structure was appointed to pursue exactly that.
They have failed dismally. They have failed to execute that mandate of renewing the branches. As I said to you, when they were appointed, that's exactly what they were supposed to do. But they have failed that. All that they did, they spent most of their time ensuring that their friends are in government, their friends are councillors, their friends are officials in government, and they have failed. So, even a layman on the street can tell you that if there was indeed a true renewal in Free State, it wouldn't be where we are today. I wouldn't be doing this interview complaining and saying this and this has not happened in Free State if there was indeed a renewal.
So the last briefing we got when the ANC was speaking on the readiness, right, to the conference, they're saying a large number of the disputes that were submitted, at least by ANC branches ahead of the elective conference, were resolved. Were any of your disputes resolved?
Thabo, come to Free State. I don't know, should I say you'll see miracles. We have branches that have submitted dispute. Some because they are not in favor of certain leadership in the province. Their disputes were dismissed. And even in those branches where they are not being favored, their disputes were hurried up. But in some branches where they are favored, you will get a report that says, no, this branch has qualified, there is no need for this. So we have a problem also of disputes that are piling up in the provincial office. And we end up asking ourselves, is this dispute committee really doing the work that they're supposed to do? Or it's another extension of a faction of the leadership of the ANC in the province? Because when we are a dispute committee, when disputes are submitted to you, you deal with them without favor or without favoring anyone. But in this case, we have disputes that are piling up in the provincial office, and we don't know when they will deal with them, because time is running up, is not waiting for anyone.
Speaking of time running out, then are you looking at going to court to interdict the conference that is taking place in December? Is that what your plan is?
It has become a norm in the ANC that when we follow proper procedures, when we exhaust internal processes, we don't get satisfying answers. Hence, at the end of the day, when we are not satisfied, we'll run to court. We have done that previously. And let me give you a background. You know, we took this ANC interim leadership to court around the 8th of July, and there was a court order that they failed to follow. And that court order said the IPC should disband the interim regional committee, and that reconfigured interim regional committee should not disband branches. And at the same time, we must also follow the roadmap that says by the end of September there should be a provincial conference. And I can tell you, speaking to you right now, Thabo, that none of those has happened in Free State. What we saw is the leadership that acted with impunity, as I said, whereby they ignored the court order. And we went back to the court and say, you court, you have said 1, 2, 3, and these people have failed to act on that. And our application was dismissed, of course, but of course, we have appealed that. We have got reasons why we are appealing. And at the same time, again, we have filed another application to say there was no conference in Free State, and when there was no conference, the very same leadership failed to go to court or either to apply to say, can we extend this court order with the following reasons, because we cannot meet the deadline, so that we can be able as applicants and respond to that application. So they have failed. They are doing as they like, Thabo. They don't even respect the courts. So we are just waiting for the date so that we can take them head on.
Are there any new deadlines that have been set for branch meetings to sit and for the provincial conference to take place?
Well, you know, because we don't trust them, and they are doing as they like. We won't be surprised tomorrow if they say there is a provincial conference. But you will only do this when we have resolved all the disputes. If disputes are still there, I don't see any provincial conference in Free State. And you know, I'll be happy. I'll be happy, Thabo, because remember I said we are willing to go to the conference. But we cannot go to the conference when proper procedures of the organization are not followed. Even if the NEC can say, Free State, can you not go to the conference? We'll see you next year. I think it will be a bonus to us, because remember when they were appointed, their role was to do the good things. The role was to bring stability in the organization, but they have failed even their worst. So I'm saying there won't be any conference, the way I see things, anytime soon in Free State, until all the disputes are resolved.
Fannie Lelimo, I appreciate your time. Thanks so much for coming on. That's ANC member there in Mangaung, Fannie Lelimo.